are the first presidential debate and President Trump's COVID diagnosis playing out in the polls? NBC News national political correspondent Steve Kornacki is at the big board to break down the latest numbers.
All right, Allison. So here we are again at the end of a week asking, in the polling, what changed this week? Did anything change this week? We've seen some weeks where it's barely moved, this Biden and Trump race. Well, a week ago, it was 8.7 points. What was that? That was the average lead in the national polls a week ago for Joe Biden. Let's see what's happened a week later. Oh, there's been some movement. It's changed this week. There it is. Biden now leading by more than 10.5 points on average. That's an increase basically of 2 points. Biden's lead in the national poll average has gone up 2 points this week. Why has it gone up? Well, the polls that have been released this week, the numbers we've been looking at, these are the polls that take into account, because they were taken after that first debate, the first Biden-Trump debate. They were taken after Trump's COVID diagnosis, after his hospitalization in some cases. Those are the major things that have sort of been in the air for the last week or 10 days. Those are the things popping up in the polls right now. And you can see the response of the public in the polling: stronger for Biden, weaker for Trump. We are in October. The president is running for re-election, and he is behind by double digits. And this week, he's going in the wrong direction. We've said, look, Trump doesn't have to actually win the popular vote to get reelected. He could still find a path in the Electoral College, but he's got to be closer than 8.5 points. He's certainly got to be closer than 10.5 points. So he took a step in the wrong direction this week with time running out. What does it look like when you go to those battleground states? Everything you see, all the red in this column, every single one of these states, this is the 2016 result. All of these were Trump states in 2016. Look at how many of them now. This is the poll average in these states, averaged together all the different polls in these states right now. Biden leading on average in all but 2 of these states. Now, some of that's tenuous. His lead in Georgia, very small, very tenuous. North Carolina. But Biden doesn't have to win all of these states. You know, he could afford to lose Georgia. He could afford to lose North Carolina. He could afford to lose Iowa, probably. Here's a simple way of looking at it. Just take these 3 at the bottom here: Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. All of them went for Trump. But look at that. I mean, by less than a point in 2016. Trump won them by less than a point. Biden now with leads of 8, 8, and 6 on average in these states. If that holds, if Biden flips just these 3 and misses everywhere else, that's enough for him. That gets him over 270 in the electoral map. So Trump doesn't have to win everything on this list. He has to win most of what you see on this list. You can see he is behind instead most of what you see in this list. He's got his work cut out for him. That's what happens when you're 10.5 points behind nationally.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.